Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another episode of the Max Off-Road Podcast. We got another remote rip edition coming at you. Today, I got a very special guest, Will Riordan. As many of you know, Will has recently retired from hard enduro dirt bike racing. He's moving back to Australia and doing different things. And in this episode, we just talk about it. We see what's going on, see what his options were, see what it was like for him to make that decision. Will is such a grounded, cool individual, and anytime I get to chat with him, it's a good time. Check out this podcast. I hope you like it. Before we get into it, we got to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. First and foremost, we got Beta USA. For those that know, I rode the 250 two-stroke at ISDE this year. I ride the 300 two-stroke for Endurocross and other enduro races. I'm absolutely in love with these bikes. They're playful, they feel natural to ride, and you can pop wheelies on them, which is probably the most important part. Also, we got slavensracing.com. This is my preferred retailer for all my hard enduro products. They got all the best tires, mousses, skid plates, SXS skid plates. They have everything that you need to get your bike set up, along with a highly experienced staff that is ready to help you understand what's best for you and what you need. Whether you're riding a KTM, Beta, a Husky, a Sherco, they got you dialed. Make sure and hit them up. Bulletproof designs, 100% billet aluminum, USA made products. They have a warranty. If you bend it, break it, send it back, they'll send you a new one. Work on your bike less. I hate working on my bike, which is why I put this protective stuff on my bike, so I'm not always working on it. I want to ride that thing. I don't want to be working on it. Bulletproof designs, they're the guys. That's all I got for you right now. I really hope that you like this podcast. Comment below with your favorite part, and let's get this thing going, baby. Ho, ho, ho. All right, Will Riordan in the studio. How we doing, brother?
Good, mate. Good. Just the last few days in the States for, I think, a little bit at least.
When do you leave?
Sunday. So it's Friday now, Sunday night.
Back to Oz?
Back to Oz. Have Christmas, which is soon. And then get into what's next. It's
What's
gonna come
next?
quick.
What projects are you working on right now?
I just got my helicopter license, actually. So that's why I kind of been putting this off. I've been flat out. It's kind of been like a 2-month process. I went back to Australia a few weeks, or probably a month ago. Got back here a few weeks ago. Had a lot on my mind. Made some decisions. But then, yeah, with all that going on, doing my helicopter course. And then 2 days ago, I finally got it. And then, yeah, so just now flying. But in Australia, I'm going to get into agriculture, pretty much. Yeah.
And you're going to use your helicopter license for that?
Yeah. So where I'm working, at least for next year, and honestly, a lot of properties in Australia, it's kind of like Texas. The ranches or farm, we call them stations. They're pretty much just big farms, and the paddocks are so big that you need helicopters to be efficient. Even just the property getting around it just makes sense to use helicopters. So, yeah, I've always wanted to get my license. With stuff happening this year, I had time, so I got it, and then everything kind of unfolded, and now I've just gone full speed into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you went back to Oz and you had a lot on your mind, did going back to Oz kind of give you some clarity on what you wanted to do next? Or like, what did this process look like? Because I know there's lots of dramas of everybody's got something to say, but I'm curious, like, from your perspective, what was it like, you know, going from second place at the US Hard Enduro Championship this year, right?
Yeah, we're getting straight into it, huh? No warm-up. So
I mean, but then you, I mean, and then nothing, and then you go to Australia, and then you come back, and like walk us through like what's going on.
Yeah. So honestly, the last few months, last year was like up and down, and you always, even years prior, you have the thoughts like, oh, fuck this is stupid, what am I doing? And then next week, it's so unreal, and then it's fine, which that's normal. But then like probably a few months ago in October, I was in Europe. It kind of come to me, like I started I just laid out all my options, and it'd been on my mind for a while, but I never really thought about it on purpose because honestly, I didn't really want to. I feel like I'm a pretty realistic person. So then when I actually thought about it by myself for a while, and then I talked to Dad and kind of people in my circle, and no one we all just said the truth. Like, it's not do this, don't do this. It was, these are all my options. At the time, I was like, "Nah, I can't stop now." Like, it's been nothing, been everything for the last whole life, really. But then as time went on, it just got more and more, in my case, like, not obvious, but more apparent that this it's real and maybe I do stop. Anyway, so then when I went back to Australia a month ago, I had a feeling. I definitely hadn't made a decision and I hadn't told many people. Maybe people close to me knew something was up, but I thought this might be the last time I leave. And then when I was in Australia, I normally get the bug to come back. Like, I love home, but it's the same. Like, nothing changes, which is good. So normally I can't wait to get back, and then I'm back for a couple of weeks. I'm like, all right, back to America. Let's go race. But then this time when I went back, I was thinking, well, let's see if let's just see what happens, see what I come to. And honestly, as time went on, I went and worked where I'm going to work next year. Went up there for 10 days. And every day just got more and more apparent. And then I made my decision at home. So it's just like a lot of little things, really. Not one thing, just a lot of stuff. And it's not like I'm not mad or sad or for sure like bummed because it's been everything. But I think the big picture is life, and motorbikes has been unreal, and it's been my life till now, and it's been my everything. And I'm happy I gave it everything. And then now I'm gonna do something else. I didn't think it would be this soon, but for all the little reasons that added up, I think now's the right time. Timing's everything, and it's shit timing right now. So I think it's time.
How old are you right now?
22. Yeah.
That's a tough decision, man.
Toughest decision of my life. Yeah. Yeah. And I think like, and what I've realized, everyone's different. And I've always looked forward to moving home and working and agriculture and flying helicopters. And I realized that it's my toughest days are yet to come. Like, riding motorbikes is sick. For sure, we have tough days. We get screwed or crash or do whatever, but like, it's sick. So I realized the toughest days are yet to come. So like, it's definitely not, I'm going to move home. It's going to be great. It will be great, but like, I've never dreaded going home and working. So that was a big part. And I've always looked forward to, like, just said it, but like, work in agriculture. And then back to like, everyone's different. Some people want to stay in the industry for as long as they can and then be a manager or be a test rider or like whatever. There's heaps of stuff you can do. And that's mint. I've got mates from Australia that want to do exactly that. And that's mint. But for whatever reason, I've just never wanted to do that. I think because I moved away from home
Mm.
and like moved here when I was 15 and go home like once a year. I don't know, just all my family, the people I'm surrounded at home, like agriculture, work hard, and they like live well. Like, I'm not saying they're filthy rich, but they work like dogs, and now they've all got families and they can get what they want. And so I think when I really thought about it, it started to make more sense. And as I said, timing's everything. Like, and it's a bit of an awkward one because I don't want to make the sport look bad, and I hope I haven't. The sport's great, but it's tough because the US Hard Enduro series has never been better. And I think that's important to know. It's just the manufacturers, like, just our industry is not good right now, which is weird because the series has never been better.
Mm-hmm.
You, Matt, Josh, everyone associated with it are doing wonders. But at the end of the day, if you're not getting paid by the people that pay us, which is the manufacturers, like, it's tough. Like, the decision wasn't based off this year, although this year was shit, but it worked out. And I'm glad it happened because me and Les, my mechanic, like, we handled it. And it was like, we learned so much, especially me. But it's just more looking forward, what I see. Yeah, it's just, if I was making, one of the little decisions was money, pretty much. There's lots of decision or lots of reasons, and money is definitely one of them.
I mean, you did the thing. I mean, you got the Sherco ride and made that work with Les. You guys went out there. You put on one hell of a year this year. You ended up second in the championship. You closed big time at the final round at TKO. You proved yourself at every level. You didn't win one, but you pretty much won that one in Virginia. If you were there, you would know. But we don't have to talk about that. And It's hard. It's I could see how you wouldn't have any regrets. Like you went out, you did the thing, you made a subpar. I don't want to say subpar, but like a difficult. You made a difficult program work at the highest level. You went out there, got second in the championship, and then you're not really rewarded for it. There's no. It's not like the phone starts ringing after that.
Yeah, and that's why, like, it's just the industry's in a tough spot, and maybe in 2 years it'll be better. Maybe in 10 years it'll be better, but as I said, I've always wanted to move home, and I don't wanna be
Hmm.
here when I'm 30 years old. Well, I wanna be gone before I'm 30 because then my next chapter, I'm already behind the 8 ball.
Hmm.
And as I said, I don't wanna stay in the industry, and I don't wanna sound bad or anything, but I just want to do other stuff.
Totally.
Um, and so I wanna stay here for 3 to 5 more years ideally, and in my what I see, like, I don't think that there's a lot to be made in that time, and, like, next year, I was offered a ride, which was meant, um, I I wouldn't have lost money maybe, but I wouldn't have made money, and, like, this year, I s I spent like, I put myself in a hole. In my eyes, it was worth it, 'cause I know the outcome in it. You know, if I didn't, then I would never know. But anyway, so lost money this year, but, um, it's worth it in my eyes. But to keep doing that and to like, this year with how shit it was, it's like just good results and next year will be better. Good results next year will take care of itself. And then it's like it was I don't want to say looking worse, but it's like not a lot better. So if I stayed for 10 more, 5 more years, no one knows, but if I stayed for multiple more years, and that was what I wanted to do, I would stay and tough it out, get sponsors, which, like, I try to make this year work up until a month ago, but so try to line up sponsors, had the team thing. It's, again, I don't want to make the sport sound bad, but, and if you're you, Tristan, Cody, Colton, like, you've got the name, and you've got years of, like, years stacked up to this point where for us younger guys, when the sport's not in the best time, it's tougher. And
Totally.
like, yeah, so that's another thing. It all just added up, and then it got to the point where I'm like, not meant, not, not meant to be. But I think timing is just off, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Just move on.
Totally. Well, and if you're not going to be rewarded for peak performance and you want to go back to Australia anyway, and you know that, and you don't want to, it wouldn't make sense to, like you said, stay here and beat a dead horse and then move back to Australia after you're broke. And then because if you don't want to live in the US for long term, and it always is in your mind like that you were going to move back to Oz and do the next chapter because you don't want to just like stay in the industry forever and ever, then that kind of like that makes you look at the next 10 years and go like, okay, well, I'm already there. Like I either need to make a decision now. Now is my time to make the decision if I want to continue down this path or if I want to start my life in Oz. Now is the time for that as well.
And that's exactly right. Yeah, because it's yeah, that's exactly right. It's stay here for 3 to 5 more years and try. Maybe it worked out good, and maybe I dig myself deeper into a hole. But at the end of the day, the only reason I would stay is because it's my dream and my passion. I love doing it, which is a good reason. But it's like I've done it for the last 20 years of my life and loved it. Nothing bad to say. Love America, but it's like I'm 23 next year. I need to start getting shit rolling, you know?
Totally. Dude, it's so crazy too, because I always draw a parallel with you and Ryder. And, the Husqvarna could have just as easily hired you instead of Ryder, or vice versa. Like they could have made a safe investment with either one of you guys. And if they would have hired you, it probably would have looked a lot different for you right now. And it probably would have looked a lot different for Ryder as well. So it's just crazy how people's careers can hang in such a fine balance like that.
Yeah. And that's why timing's everything. Like if I had the results I had this year, 3 years ago, as you said, it'd probably look a lot different. But that's not the case. Like you can't control that. And then these guys have got like years stacked up. So Ryder's been on Husky for 5 years, Tristan for I don't know, like more than five. And with the way but like with the way the contracts work, it's like the better you do, the more you get paid, kind of thing, and it just adds up. First year not much, but then more and more and more. So then it's like, all right, well then maybe not next year because KTM and Husky got contracts. 27, I get the ride on Husky or whatever. And this is just like what went through my head,
Hearsay.
and
Yep.
or Beta, or if Sherko starts something or whoever, it's like you start at the bottom, you get not much, and then you build. So, and going back to like 3 to 5 more years, like I can't make that much happen in that amount of time. So it's like what you said before, you just pull the plug now.
Yep. And like you're saying, it's not like motocross and supercross where we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars here. We're talking about making enough money to live and pay for your basic living expenses.
Yeah, and then what made the decision even tougher, like Tristan makes a lot of money. Cody does good, Ryder does good, and they've been on the deals for the last minimum 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So then that was always in my head, like obviously it's possible. Like I can do it, but then it went back to my time frame. It's just not going to be. And that's also why I don't want to like make the sport sound bad, because there is money to be made. Not a lot right now, but if you've got history and then maybe in the years to come, like there is. You're still doing it. You're making a living just fine, I bet. Like it's doable, but timing's everything.
Yeah, and it works for me, and I'm the guy that it's what I'm passionate about, so I want to stay in it and I want to do it. And I don't have a place that I'm trying to go back to when I'm done racing to get everything else going, because this is where I'm from. So it makes more sense for me to stay in it and make it work and do different things and podcasts and content and blah blah blah. But if that's not what you're trying to do in the long run, then and you're a
Yeah.
results guy, like you're a results guy. You go out there and you're racing to win, racing for podiums, and that's your specialty. You're not really like known as being the content guy.
No, and like I've had that talk to dad um a lot over the years, because obviously the sport is gone in a way of social media like a lot, and it's just going to get more and more, and I'm just not into that. I love what like I'm a doom scroller, like I love watching vlogs and YouTube, but like I don't really, it's not me to just to make the content, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All I want to race, and that's it. And that's what, like, when I talk to dad about it, I'm like, I don't care about that. I just want to race. And he's like, well, you're in the wrong industry. And I was like, and looking back, I'm like, kind of true. Like, you gotta do both. Like Tristan, if you're the man, it's a lot better. And I guess I'm pretty low key. So then if you're not the man and this is in my eyes, like, and you're doing, like, filming yourself heaps, it's just not my style, pretty much. Like, you
Totally.
either, like, yeah, it's just not really my personality, and all I wanted to do was race. So that's another little thing that added up. And then also after racing, like, that's a good reason to build your social media so you can stay relevant and keep making money in the industry, because there's lots of opportunity. But like, I've never wanted to do that. I just want to race. So, and again, that goes back to, well, maybe just pull the plug now.
Well, and it makes sense too, because like if you're not that guy, then you don't want to invest in something that you don't want to be doing for a long time, right? Like everything should be a long-term decision. And if you're not like the social media guy or the content guy, then it wouldn't make sense to force yourself to do it just to make something work that
Yeah.
you're going to leave anyway. And then
Yeah.
then you're just on the teat of this thing that you don't really like, and then you're holding on to, and then you're like, then you're invested in that. Let's say that that's working out. Let's say that you do content stuff and that's working partially half, and then you're making some money. Then it makes it even harder to leave and go back to Oz, because now you've created this thing and you're on the teat of media and content and doing this thing, and then you're out of alignment because
Yeah.
that's not even what you wanted in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just what you want. And maybe if I wanted to stay in the industry forever, I'd suck it up and do it and invest, because it costs money.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you're the man at basketball, football, whatever, or in motorsports, like people just film you anyway. Like you don't have to ask someone and
Right.
pay them to film you, where we do. So it's
Yeah,
like an investment. What you said, like you got to invest into it. And if you're not into it, it's like, what's the point?
totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So that was another little thing. And as I said, like I'm not like bagging that route at all. As I said, I love watching it, and like I love America. Nothing bad to say about it. Love the sport. I'm gonna keep watching it. It's just in my case, like this timing's off.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I don't take it personally at all. Like I would always want what's best for you, and it's, I mean, if it doesn't make sense, then it doesn't make sense. I forgot what I was going to say though.
Yeah. And as soon as you get that in your mind, and then it's hard to control because you obviously do what's best for yourself. And as I said, I never wanted to think about it. It was always like, okay, I'll tough it through next year. I'll just give it one more year and we'll see what happens. But then that one more year turns into another year, another year, another year. Like, so once you have the hard thought and then you think about it, for me, it's tough to go back.
Totally. And I mean, I think from what I see, this decision of yours is really a reflection of your self-awareness, right? You're recognizing the fact that you don't really want to do the social media side of things to increase your value in the industry to the point where you could make a living doing it. And so you know that you're not really into that. So if you did that, you'd be you kind of living out of alignment, if you will. You know that you want to go back to Oz. It's just a reflection of you knowing who you are and what you want in your long term, and just realizing that it doesn't really make sense. Although your heart loves it and it's what you want and it's what you've done all the way up until this point, at this point moving forward, it's almost like it doesn't make sense. And unfortunately, you're from Oz and you want to go back to Oz. Not unfortunately, but you're from there and you want to go back there. So it's not like you can just keep working on it on the side. It's not like you can get a helicopter job here or a job here and then keep racing on the side because you love it. That's not really in the cards.
No, you're one of them. And like I spoke to Tristan about it, like a lot of successful racers have stuff going on while they're racing, and real estate is a very good option. But again, like you got to love what you're doing, and real estate doesn't interest me. I got no money anyway, but if I had money, it doesn't interest me anyway. Agriculture interests me. So, and I can't like get experience in agriculture while racing. I'm either in America or in Australia. And yeah, like I talked to Tristan about that a lot, and he said like you do both, but you can't. If I was into real estate or if I was just into helicopters, I could for sure still do it. But like helicopters is just like I want to be in agriculture and use helicopters kind of thing. Like because you can fly over here, you can it's like going to college. If you really wanted to, you go to college while you're racing. It's hard. It'd be hard work, but you could still do it. But if you yeah, I can't just farm here and race. It's not.
Well, then you're doing two things with half of you're splitting your passion. And then neither thing gets 100% of your focus and your work ethic and your attention. And it's funny because we live in a society nowadays, and I'm a believer in this, of like follow something that you're passionate about. Find something that you love, find something that drives you, and then invest in that and do that thing and get better at it, and then teach other people how to do it, or whatever your path looks like. But I'm also a believer in, if that thing's not working, take your passion and put it somewhere else. You know, there's always more things that you can be passionate or become passionate about. You know, agriculture seems like something that's in your family, in your blood. And you know, it's a simpler life. Like racing motorcycles is actually a pretty hard living. You're traveling every weekend, you're racing for money. If you get injured, you're not making any money. It's a very unstable, it's not like the best family life. So if that's what you're after, you could have a great life doing something else while also fulfilling other parts of your life that you're wanting.
Yeah, and that's what I come down to pretty much. And as I said, like the hardest days are yet to come. It's like this year was tough, and I always thought that it's way worse. I'm riding a motorbike, and at the time it was everything, but that was my way of like working it out. Yeah, but it's like racing takes time, but farming's even worse, and racing's gambling. So is farming. Like you plant a tree, you're not going to get fruit for the 4 years. If the tree lives, have a calf. 2 years later, you can actually sell it for the meat or milk or whatever if it lives. Like, nothing's for sure, and it's honestly a little bit similar to racing.
What are some parallels or some life lessons that you'll be able to take from racing and apply to at your new agricultural and helicopter goals?
That's why racing's so good, and my family's always been like keen for us to do it. Is we get so much experience. For one, we travel so much all through America, Europe, Australia, like everywhere. So you've got that side of things, negotiating contracts, which we do all the
Mm.
time, unless you got a manager, which it's not too common in off-road. So negotiating, dealing with people, managing yourself, like discipline, because like we make our money off our bodies. Like so just that discipline. Then you get into the mechanic side of it. You get it's like pretty much everything we do is relatable to something else in the real world, which that's why racing has never been a waste of time or like I don't regret anything. It's all towards it.
Totally. Totally. Yeah, I mean, the blueprint of becoming a successful racer is a similar blueprint to building a successful life, right? So you can take the lessons that you learn and draw parallels from racing and just use that to your advantage. You'll have a leg up on regular people your whole life because of what you've done in this sport.
Yeah, and like being out of your comfort zone, like, where we always are.
Yeah,
Enduro cross, try line up for enduro cross race. Fucking hell. Where it's not comfortable, like that's for sure. Like racing is not comfortable. Every
right.
race we do maybe 20 a year less. Like it's a battle every one. It's like it's a battle, and that's great because you learn a lot
Hmm.
when you're put in those situations.
We're gonna miss you, man.
I'm gonna miss it too. I'm as I said, like there's definitely no doubt I'm not mad or like it's not like I
Totally.
hate. It's not like I hate motorbikes. Like I love motorbikes. Yeah, so I'm gonna miss it too.
Makes me wonder how long it's gonna be, how long you'll be in Oz for before you're at the dealership buying a bike.
I wanna. I I haven't got one already, but I want to get one.
Won't be
I'll
long.
obviously be busy working, but as I said, like I love riding.
Totally.
Um, and yeah, nah, I'm gonna keep riding when I got time.
Man, I love the industry and I love the sport. It's hard. I find it hard for me not to feel a little disappointment in the sport, making it possible or realistic for a guy like yourself to do it. I mean, you literally lived, you came here, you did the thing, you chased it. I remember meeting you and your family and your brother at Reno in like, what was that, 20? I had a broken hand
18,
like 2018. Yeah.
2018.
And I'm like, man, these guys are special and they got accents. Like, what's going on here? We're hit.
Donna Hard Enduro. That was our first. Actually, maybe that was the second. Met you at Enduro Cross,
Uh-huh.
and then at Donna Hair Scramble, like a bit later, because we used to just race everything.
Yeah.
And then we're signing up, never done one. And then the sign on ladies are like, and it's the national series, obviously. The sign on ladies like, we don't know you start at C grade. And then you were signing up and you're like, nah, 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 nah. So that was pretty funny. You kind of
Really? I was like,
pushed
he's got
us.
to sign
Yeah.
up pro.
Well, I think, well, A at that point, because I would have been 15 and Gus was 14.
They were
Yeah.
trying to
But
sign you up for C.
yeah, you saved us like a lot of headache.
How did you remember that? That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Like, the one thing that I love about you and your family so much is like just the pure authenticity and the grit and the drive and the focus and the just the way that you race. You know, you never rolled over. You always gave your best. You know, you're always an authentic person. You never seem like you put on a show for the camera or for anybody or never talked any shit. Like you just showed up every time. You guys did the thing, and that's one piece of influence that I think that I'm going to miss in our series more than anything is just having that Australian instinct in the series. I feel like the Aussies have like a level of instinct and just a level of authenticity and just realness that, you know, for the most part we're missing in this society right now. So I think that's what I'm going to miss the most about having you around, Willie.
Appreciate it. Great compliment. Yeah, no, that's sick. Especially having Liam here this year, Les, my
Yeah.
mechanic. That was sick. Yeah, no, as tough and shit it was, like, it was pretty good. We had a lot of fun. And as you said, we're just us. Like, we're not rolling around with the camera. That's cool. But, like, we're not putting on a show. It's, you could probably film it and be pretty funny. But
That's
that's
the
just,
thing.
yeah, we had some good times. That's for
That's
sure.
that's the
Stressful.
I think that's the funniest part is you guys have the dough. You just don't bake the bread for the content. Like if you fully leaned into it and you're like, I'm just gonna do the YouTube thing, and you just had someone film you guys, not turn it up for the camera or anything, it would be hilarious. It would be awesome. People would love it, but you're like, ah, that's not me, man. I'm sorry. I'm out. And I
Yeah.
love that. How
Yeah.
can you not respect that?
Yeah.
And
No,
listen,
it's
the crazy thing is you're leaving on top. you're going out with a bang. It's not like you hung on for the last few years and you ended up with a fourth on some subpar program, and then you're like, all right, it's not working out. I'm out of here. See you later. I'm out of money. I'm out of motivation. I'm out of everything. I'm out. No, 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 no. You went out. You built a program with you and Les and your tight circle, and you went out and smashed it this year. You absolutely crushed it. And unfortunately, on the backside of that, there wasn't really any reward for that. You didn't get a ride that made it worth doing, basically, and you have other goals, and you're like, all right, see ya. And you did the thing. You left on top, and this year is a year that you'll be able to remember for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and not near the top.
Near the top.
But yeah, I don't know if it made it easier or tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more happy because it's not like I got bad feelings or I'm drained. So I think a bit of both, you know.
Totally.
It made the decision hard, but now I've made it, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, I could see it. On one hand, it makes the decision harder because you're like, it's like you have the hope. You prove that to yourself that you could win. Like, that you can win, and you could be successful, and you are successful. But then it's also like, if it's not working, then what choice do I have?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
What's Gussie's take? What does Gussie say?
It's funny because if you know Gus, he's like I definitely wouldn't have thought I'd be leaving the States before him.
Mm.
That little shit, he's good and he's making money, so for him to leave would be silly. But yeah, honestly, he's a pretty straight shooter. Yeah, I don't know. It's he agrees, and if he was in my position, everyone's different, obviously. But if he was in my position, say like last year, he'd probably gone. He's like, I'm booking one way flight. I'm out of here. I'm getting on with it, which is pretty funny. And if you know him, it's funny. At the same time, it's like, what are you doing? Like, you got a lot of he's good and a lot of opportunity. And the series he does is more opportunity. It all just comes down to opportunity. Yeah, I'm keen to see how long he stays for. And again,
Yeah.
it's not like he loves America and loves it, but I don't know, yeah, we love racing, but then also it's like, you know, going home and working and farming is also good.
It's funny. It's almost like you have a dual life.
Yeah. Yeah. And then every time we go home, we get a taste of it. Whenever we go home during the year, we don't hardly work. Just sink cans with mates and family, but we're still around it. It's just everyone at home is doing that. That is associated with us.
And I can see the appeal. I mean, when I visited you guys in Oz, it was like nice big farm, fun stuff to do everywhere, the work life, making money, having fun, running equipment, flying helicopters, dealing with animals, growing trees, building something, making something better. The pub.
You remember the Lawn Pub?
No.
Yeah, on the coast.
But yeah,
Went to the
yeah,
pub
yeah.
with a couple of my mates.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that. And obviously that's not every day, but it's
Right.
just it's mint back home
That's where I learned to eat food Aussie style.
together.
Do you know what I mean by that?
I think like put all the different food groups on your fork.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Yeah. I think I'd take that to another level because everyone calls me out on it. But yeah, it's definitely an Aussie thing.
It's the way
Maybe
to
I go
do
a bit
it.
hard. Oh yeah. If you've got steak, chips, and gravy, you'd steak, chip, and gravy, maybe a bit of veggie, and it's all in your mouth at the same time.
Exactly. And then you just
It's
have a
not American stuff.
whirlwind of flavor explosion.
Yeah.
I've
Salt, pepper.
implemented that as like a daily program over here. I'm like, I'll even be eating standard style, one thing at a time. And I'm like, wait, Aussie style. And then I'll go Aussie style. And then I'm like, I'm not going back for the rest of this meal.
You know what's funny? It's getting weird, but I'll have a full plate of different foods, and then by the time there's no like my last mouthful, everything's gone. Like I don't try, but it just like proportionally works out.
Yeah, yeah. You portion is a little bit of salad, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then your last
Yeah.
bite just is
Perfect.
everything.
Yeah.
I love
That's
it.
weird. That's weird. But
It's not weird. It's just Aussie. What are you doing with the helicopters for agriculture? I'm curious.
a lot of mustering,
Mustering.
which is like herding, like moving animals. It's kind of like a farm truck in the air because the paddocks are so big and they're not all just bare. Like they got a lot of trees or like bushes, and So to be efficient, if you're still with the helicopter, if you're doing a big paddock, there'll be like 10 people on a motorbike each and then a side by side and stuff. And you just miss, if you're doing a paddock of goats are the worst. Like you just miss so many, like hundreds in the one paddock because they're cunning and they'll just hide under whatever. So if you got the helicopter, see a lot more, and it also coordinates the whole paddock. So like they'll fly the grid of the paddock. Everyone on the ground stays in line with them. And like a muster we did a few weeks ago, it was kind of like a lot of bushes in the paddock, and there was like 2,000 goats in 2 or 4,000 goats. Yeah, a lot of goats in this paddock. And I didn't see, we were in there for maybe 2, 3 hours. I didn't see a single one until right at the end when we got out into the open. I could smell them and hear them, but the helicopter saw them the whole time, and he'd just tell me where they are, and you just keep moving them. So even though helicopters are expensive, if you've only got to get a few more goats an hour to make it worth it, but really you're getting like hundreds. So, and it just makes everything quicker. Like you drive a vehicle, and the vehicles at home are Toyotas, like tough but expensive. So you bounce that through the paddock for 2 hours to get somewhere, or you just fly the helicopter and fix something. Like just the
Huh.
scale is massive.
So the paddock is like another word for the ranch,
No, fields, like fenced in fields.
and these fields are thousands of acres.
Yep. Yep.
So it's big enough and grand enough where it's not like you can just like ride a horse out there or a motorbike and be like herd the goats back to the station.
No,
It's
no.
bigger than that. You're like dealing with thousands of acres, so you really gotta. And then when you bringing them back to the station, is that for them to be processed or slaughtered or something like that?
It's always different. You just move them from paddock to paddock because, like, if they're in one paddock too long, they eat all the food, so you move them. Or most of the time, we're moving them to the yards, and that's either to wean them or like mark them. So the little ones, cut their nuts off, or like ear tags, all that stuff. Or when they're a bit older, take them back, separate them. When they're older, to sell them or to drench them like medication or whatever, or like trim whatever needs to be trimmed so it doesn't get fly blown. Like everything's kind of to the yards and back kind of thing. And there's so much livestock. So it's not an everyday thing, but a lot. So it's just saving time.
That makes sense. Do they do that the same way on big ranches here in Texas and stuff like that?
Yep. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That honestly sounds like such a fun job, flying a heli on the ranch, land the heli. You probably fly back to wherever the heli comes from.
Yeah, the homestead. So there's managers. It depends I'm talking about stations. So they're like big farms. And that's kind of in the middle of Australia. Not nowhere near, but kind of. Like Australia's pretty big. But then say where mum and dad live, we've got a cattle farm, but it's more populated area. So like way smaller. But Australia's so big and in the middle, no one wants to go there, and the land's so cheap that it's just the scale is blown out, like Texas.
And there's water there,
Yeah, from the ground.
so they drill big wells.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So no, I'm excited, and that stuff excites me, and it's
Yeah.
towards something like a career. I've always like it'll be pretty. The decision was like I just want a long, solid career, and then to live well when I'm older. Yeah, and this not guaranteed, nothing's guaranteed, but have a crack at this, and hopefully that'll get me that.
Well, nothing's guaranteed no matter what you do. We all know that. And the only guarantee is that there are no guarantees.
Yeah, yeah, dead on.
Well, dude,
Yeah,
I'm excited for you, man. I mean, I think that a lot of people feel like this is like a sad moment for hard enduro or a loss or like bummer for Will for not getting a ride. But like, I kind of feel it another way. I'm like, dude, good for Willie for making a decision, knowing what's best for him and making a hard decision and fully investing in that and going that way and knowing that's what is the right thing for him at this time based on what information that he has and going for it and then being excited about it. I think I'm more excited for you and the people should be more excited for you than anything. Yeah, Hard Enduro's losing a great guy, at least for the time being, but you're going to go on to do bigger and better things, and I think that's exciting.
yeah, and I definitely don't want it to be like a poor me or like
No.
it's definitely not that. If anything, if I stayed, it might have been like that because then you're like just dragging through again and like asking sponsors, and it's like that.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's definitely not poor me.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, you're a good man, Willie. What does Fee have to say?
Yeah, no, I talked to mum and dad about everything pretty much. Yeah, and they're supportive. And as I said, when I talk to them about it. It wasn't, you should do this. It was, and I asked for it, like laid out all my options, and it was just real.
How do your parents guide you? Because like you said, your parents aren't telling you what to do or what your best option is. Do they ask you questions? Do they have you write things down? Like, what's their parenting method of of guiding you and mentoring you through these types of difficult decisions into the right?
I think like throughout my whole life, it's been different. Like when I was younger, it was a lot tougher love. Um, like they'd give us lots of responsibility because we grew up on the farm. So driving a tractor, for example, it's like, go do that. But if you mess up, like you're cooked. Palsy will be on your ass. So back in the day, that was that. But now it's the biggest thing was like it had to be my decision. And I knew that. I wanted their advice
Mm-hmm.
and they gave it to me, but it had to be mine. But they're happy. But they're when I ask for it, they're like hands on. Well, not hands on. They're just when I ask for stuff, they tell me, and if I don't, they don't. If I'm doing something wrong, I'll I'll know about it. But you know, it's as far as advice. Yeah, no, we're yeah, they're great. I'm pretty lucky to have it like that.
There's just an open line of communication between you and your parents.
Yeah, yeah. Like even like this year, like I had to borrow a coin from him, and I plan on paying him back. But like if I didn't have him, I would have been done half in March. I would have been done. You know, no coin, had to move back. So very lucky to have them to be able to do that when things go to shit. Because then I would have never known. I would have left in March, and you know who knows. But I was able to
Good on you.
borrow a coin and see.
And good for them for not just giving you everything that you could ever need to do whatever you want. At the end of the day, they're like, hey, this is still your life. You know, we're not here to hold your hand through this whole thing. We want what's best for you. You have to build your own life on your own, and we'll help you out. We'll support you. We'll give you advice. We'll mentor you. But this isn't like the mommy and daddy program over here.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, it's pretty much like that.
Well, good for you, Willie. You're the man, dude. I'm so stoked for you. I'm so stoked for you. You're the man. And good for you for like knowing what your worth is and knowing what your value is. And then not just like taking the least shitty deal that you could to just keep living the dream and doing the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, as I said, tough and timing's everything. Maybe in like 3 years it's better, maybe in 10. But yeah, it's enough.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not saying like I'm not saying if you're younger and it's tough, throw the towel in. I'm not saying that. But I feel like I've had a pretty good crack and like be 20, you know, I did just think it's time.
Yep. Yeah, you did the thing and you have to do what's best for you. And we'll definitely have to stay in touch. And I'm stoked for you and your new program. And you leave on Sunday, so it sounds like you're out of here.
Yeah, no, I'll be back. I don't know when or how often, but like my brother, he'll still live here. I've got a lot of mates here, so a lot of people to come and watch and hang out with. And as I said, I love America. America's mint, so I'll be back for sure.
It's been like Aussie station here. You guys have brought so many Aussies over, I feel like, and helped them and done the whole thing. I mean, all the Aussies are like, you've created a whole culture of like Aussie off-road riders over here between you and your family and your brother and the OGs. Like,
Oh
it's
geez, like Strang, like
yeah,
Josh Strang, if
yeah,
our lives would have been way tougher if it wasn't for Josh and Cam, because to do with the visas, you need to get sponsored, not team sponsored, but like you need someone to sign off pretty much. So they did that for us and others that are over here. And all us Aussies get along, even in the different disciplines, because as you know, motorbikes, there's so many disciplines. So it's kind of Aussies spread throughout them all, and we all get along. It's sick when the others do good.
yeah, totally. You guys are like a big
Yeah,
family.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And we all kind of knew each other before, but then just being over here all way closer and had a lot of fun. That's for sure.
Yep. The
Yeah,
Aussies are always having fun, which is a good lesson. If you're not having fun, it's not worth it.
yeah, yeah. No, for sure. So anyway,
Well, you the man, Will. Well, I know you're a busy man, so I don't want to take all your time. So we'll wrap this thing up. But I know people are begging to hear from you. They want to hear from you, and they want to hear it from your perspective. And thanks for coming on and sharing with us your mindset and how you made this decision and all that. Like I said, I'm super stoked for you, and I know that a lot of people that my circle of people are super stoked for you as well, and obviously hope nothing but the best for you. And this isn't the last time we'll see Will. We'll be in touch, and yeah, you're the man, dude. I'm stoked for you.
No, thanks, mate. I didn't really think about it, but this will be good because I don't know what people think, but yeah, just don't want it to be like a sob story or like, so this might clarify that, which will be good.
Totally. And it doesn't feel like a sob story. It feels like more so looking forward to the future and excitement about other things that you have going on. And one thing I'll say is at least you have something else that you're passionate enough that is pulling on you that you want to go do. If you didn't have something else that you cared about, then you would just be like in even a worse predicament than you're in now.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, like motorbikes has been my everything. Yeah, for me, it gets to a point where it's like next thing.
Well, and there's so much more to life. I mean, like you said, we get 100 years on this planet if we're lucky. More like 80 that are worth really, really doing. You know, you gotta live this life, and you don't want to be broke or killing yourself the whole way through. And you got to make the most of it.
For sure. Timing is everything.
Timing is everything. And fortunately, we live in a time where you can choose what you want to do. We're not at war. We're not, there's a lot of worse times that things that we could be on this planet. So the
Yeah,
fact that we're on this planet at this point in time, there's not really any wars. Things are stable for the most part. Yeah, there's problems. Yeah, there's this. Yeah, there's that. But, we live in a time where you still can choose what you want in this life, and then you can pursue that and you can have that. And that's a very special thing.
yeah,
So
100%.
good for you for taking the other opportunity and then reinvesting your passion into something that's gonna fruit for you.
Thank you. And then, yeah, thanks. Been so many people that have helped us from when we first moved over. Like Americans are so welcoming and polite and genuine. So I mean, the list is on from um, people that we race with, like Cody, for example. He used to take Gus and I racing, right, practicing. He honestly kind of got me into hard enduro. Well, I always loved it, but then in the States, when I started riding hard enduro, it was with him. It's like that. You like Destry back in the day training, the Strangs, like the other Aussies. Tristan's been massive. We're good mates, which is very cool. But like he's helped me so much, and he helps a lot of people. It's just what you want to take from it. Tristan's definitely made me enjoy my time. Well, not always. He's pretty gnarly, but he's helped me like unreal. It goes on and on the teams and stuff. But no, a lot of great people that I owe it to.
Yep. Well, you've definitely left your impression on us as well. I mean, we'll be screaming Aussie sayings all year this year, next year, and having fun with it and all that. You're the man, dude. Happily come back whenever you want. We got a spot at the house.
Thank you. Will do.
All right, brother. Be good. We'll
Thanks,
chat.
mate. Sounds
All
good.
right, man.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming on. Yes,
Nah,
sir.
appreciate it.